Well, good evening and welcome to Rivalz Race Chat. Adam and Clinton here as we are weekly. I keep saying that because we try to be weekly, but 52 times a year. Let's put it that way because that's the endeavor. How you doing, bud?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing okay. It's the first time we've ever come on and not talked about anything beforehand. I just listened to you talk to Spencer. So we haven't taken the temperature yet.
This is true. I kind of ignored you. We logged in about 4 minutes ago, and I just paid attention to my kid, Jack, showing him what the new wrap's going to look like on the truck and talking about the Kretschka woes. Jackie broke his thumb. I've been sicker than shit for a month, which we can talk about that a bit later if we have to. Anyways, we have a great show. Regardless of how you and I feel, I think you're feeling right. Missing the race fans already, I know, like we are. But Kyle Steckly, Carson Nagy, two of the top APC URS champions coming on with us tonight to talk about the banquet on Saturday. Jason White's going to join us. Jason, if you don't know, Jason was a NASCAR Canada Series racer for a while there. Now he's run ARCA and most recently the trucks at Talladega. Because of my sickness and my jaw deal, I didn't really get to recap my Talladega trip, but I did get to spend some time with Jason there. I don't even know if I told you this, but I texted him and we were walking through the garage and met him up behind his hauler and got to meet Dean and Debbie, and we talked a bit. And man, he's looking good. Jason's lost a shit ton of weight. He's back in shape and looking good and ready to battle these guys. So if you're going to battle guys like Kyle Steckly, and you better be on your game, even though they're not in the same deal. But he's racing the likes of these youngsters. Our fourth guest today is going to be Raymond Laverne, Adam, and Raymond is the promoter of Cornwall Speedway, and they're forcing a community squeeze here. It came out on Monday that they're trying to pass new bylaws in the Cornwall area after 50-plus years of dirt tracking that's saying they have to be shut down by 9 o'clock, which would be a huge impact. I can speak to what that means as a dirt track because we had the same thing at Humberstone. We would love to have been done at 9 o'clock. Tracks will stay, not tacky enough. It dusts out. You just can't start at 4 o'clock in August and expect to have a track at 8 p.m. at night. So Raymond's going to come on and talk about what the fans of the East can do to help Cornwall with their battle with the bylaw, because we certainly don't need to, lose another track. We have great guests who send us stuff all the time, and we had someone send in a topic today, streaming, good or bad. That's not me trying to rehash it. Everybody knows where we are, but there's some good arguments on either side of where it works and doesn't, and they've asked us to rehash that again. And I'm almost done with the rundown here. What else we got? We'll wrap up Rockville Fall Nationals. We'll talk about the final week of Osh Weekend on TSN, Burger Bar Breeze Week, and then Humberstone's final event, the Eve of Destruction this Saturday, which I have been recruited to help them manage this one. So we will be in the tower Saturday to help put the final touch on Humberstone. So that's what we got for you, buddy. What is going on in your world?
Not a whole lot, man. I didn't get to go to the banquet this weekend. I was down in New York for a family funeral, and I missed everybody at the banquet. Sorry I couldn't be there, but I was really glad to be down with my family and see a lot of them for the first time in quite some time and have some togetherness there.
Yeah, we haven't really talked much. I thought you were going down for just a visit, so sorry to hear that. Where do we want to go? Well, Kyle Steckly's in the house. Let's jump into Kyle Steckly. First off, welcome, Kyle. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on. I'm just looking at your lineup here, and you guys want to get it done with me as quick as you can because you got Carson Nagy and Jason White up next. So,
don't you go prioritizing our show, Kyle. Listen, you can do a lot of things. You can't take over our show. We're not going to allow that.
All right.
That's how he wants to get rid of us. Spencer, do you have the champions video? Let's look at some highlights from Kyle Steckly as we can jump into this one. All right. We're not ready yet. I thought it was in the rundown. Kyle, what's next on your schedule, man? You just picked up the APC championship, got all your accolades at the banquet. Where are you going from here, and what's left on your 2024 racing schedule?
Yeah, we have Nashville up next. It's the season finale of the ASA Stars National Tour. So tied for second in points right now in that deal. So one more race, and happy to be going somewhere where I've ran before in the pro late, and looking for a good run.
How do you think the super late will drive different on that track?
Quite a bit. I kind of compare it to New Smyrna a little bit, and I know going from a pro to super there was a big difference. A lot more braking, carrying a lot more speed down the straightaways. So it's going to be different, but at least it's the same track, and just going to have to take care of the tires and brakes a little better.
Kyle, APC champion again. We talk about it at the banquet. People want to know, why is it important to be the APC champion and support that series when you still have all this great opportunities in the States? Why are you flying back and forth, putting in these crazy days to make sure you still support this deal?
Yeah, it's where I started. I think it's got a special place in my heart, and it's one of the best out there. I talked a bit about it at the banquet, and I've been lucky enough to go to all these different tracks, the different series, and run everywhere kind of. And I always come back to APC because it's one of the best, and how it's ran and how it's broadcasted, the fans and the competition too. So it's home to me, and I think it always will be, along with APC Auto Parts Centers. They've done so much for me and continue to, and I think what they've done for not only me but everyone in Canadian racing is pretty huge. So whenever I can support their series and be there with them is a big deal.
What's been your favorite car to drive so far, Kyle? You've had some experience with the NASCAR Canada cars, super late models, pro late models. If you could pick a favorite car on a favorite track.
Yeah, that's tough. I've been fortunate enough to drive a lot, but my favorite track is probably Toronto Indy, the street course there. I got to run the NASCAR Canada cars there in 2023 and had a lot of fun. But my favorite car is probably just super late models. I mean, the Outlaws were similar, but they have a lot of downforce. The super late models are just light and not a lot of downforce, and you really gotta handle it, be easy on the throttle. And the longer race, they're a lot of fun. The 400s, the 300s, all that stuff is really cool. It adds a whole new aspect to it, so I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Kyle, the Rhett Jones team, they've got a lot of different types of cars at their disposal. Have you gonna give us a tidbit of maybe where you'd like to slap your name on one of those cars, or where would you like to be in the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to just keep growing and kind of going up the ladder if I can, if opportunities present themselves. But who knows where it's going to go? I mean, you look at the ARCA deal, and everyone kind of goes there, even though it maybe isn't the best racing. And then you got trucks, which is just the whole nother level. You're in the top three then, which is a pretty huge deal. But I mean, I think I want to keep focusing on super late models and try and be dominant there against the best of the best, because I think that's better competition than maybe even ARCA and trucks. But it's just so tough in the super late models. So I think if I can be dominant there, I'll prove that I got a shot, and I'm worth it to get an opportunity in an ARCA car or maybe a truck, or see what opportunities arise. But for right now, I just try to focus on super late model racing and beat these guys like Steven Nasse, Ty Majeski, Casey Roderick, Bubba Pollard. All these guys have been doing it for years, and I've been watching them since I'm a little kid, and now I'm out there with them. So it's all pretty cool.
Now, what cars are you working on in the Steckly shop these days?
Lots of them. We actually had we had a MBS Motorsports truck in the shop working on a rear end, so did a little bit of that. Been working on late models. The car I ran here, we got to take it to a couple shows for APC and a couple local shows here in Milverton. So getting that thing all fancied up for those shows, and then have it ready for next year, see what we'll do, and then paint these cars too, working on just a bit of maintenance on the oval cars, and still got 6 NASCAR Canada cars in the shop, so still have lots of them, and just a little bit of everything.
So we're assuming that means that the Steckly boys are still going to be in the business of working with teams in the NASCAR Canada Series. You're obviously not getting rid of all the gear. You guys have had the best equipment for the past 5 years on average, I would say. So are you guys accepting opportunities for new drivers and new partnerships on that end? Because the cars have been dominant.
Yeah, I mean, that's a question for Dad, really. But I mean, they're here, and I think if the right deal came along, Dad would definitely, really consider it and likely do it. He's not done with it by any means, but I think he's done it for a long time, been in the same series for a very, very long time, and he's having fun traveling around with me too, and I'm gonna be busy with that next year, I'm sure too. So let's see where it all goes, and it's definitely not doors closed, not doing it anymore, but just slowing down a bit this year and see what next year brings.
Kyle, will you spend any time on a simulator before you go down to Nashville, or is that time well spent?
Yeah, well, I'll hop on iRacing for a little bit. I've got a pretty basic setup, but I think it helps for some things, but you get to a point pretty quickly where I think it just isn't an asset really. It can kind of hurt you in a way because it's not the same at all. So I try and watch more video, things like Dartfish, which is really big in the States, and just talk to people. I think that's more beneficial than spending too much time on a simulator.
Kyle, as you worked through, the season, what would you have changed? Anything you would have gone back and done differently?
Yeah, probably in the APC series, I feel like in every race I didn't win, I probably could have done something differently to maybe win the race. But I think that's just nitpicking. A lot of the big things I feel we've done really well. We brought fast cars to the racetrack. In the super late models, we've gotten better each and every week. I feel we've been really growing and building a notebook, and our last 4 races down there have been really, really good. So I can't complain about that. I think we've achieved our goals, if not even surpassed them down there, and we wanted to win another championship in the APC series. So that was good there. But a couple little things, you're always never gonna be satisfied if you're not winning races, and just keep working on it and trying to minimize those mistakes.
Right on. Well, Kyle, you're right. We're going to get you out of the way for our next guest coming up. You look down the rundown. We got some people coming that demand time, but thanks for always hanging out with us when we ask you to. We appreciate you taking the time to do that, and congratulations on winning the APC series back to back.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on, guys. Take care.
Right on. Kyle Steckly, the APC Late Model Champion. Let's have a look at some of his highlights from the season. Damn, I could watch those videos all day long. Such some good action. I love the promo shots at the start and end. That was some of the best money we invested, I think, in the whole G-Force deal. I love that. So cool. Carson Nagy's going to join us next. He's the next champion coming out of the banquet on Saturday night with the United Racing Series Dayco Superstocks. Two-time champion. Carson coming back to it. Carson, welcome to the program. Let's talk about the banquet and how things went for you once we get them on the screen here. There we go. Carson, how you doing, buddy?
Living the dream, you?
Oh, I've been living a nightmare. I'm sure you saw it on Saturday. Let's talk about being a champ again. Why the Dayco Superstocks? Why is it important to support this? Why is it helping the Superstocks in Ontario?
It's an awesome series. It's 5 races. You can't skip a beat doing the series, and it's all the best coming together each and every race. So it's a really cool series to be a part of. And it's just the chance to be able to go travel and race for something consistently rather than just showing up on regular home track night, and when you don't want to bother anyone's points or nothing, you're still going at it with everybody there. So again, it's a really cool series to be a part of.
Carson, it's such physical racing. There's a little bit of contact. We've seen a lot of that, but there seems to be a lot of give and take. Like drivers know it's going to happen. How do you race like that, but not cross the line?
It can be tough sometimes. We got a pretty good group around us, like Zardo, Chenoweth, a couple guys that are a little more aggressive, but hey, it's all a part of it, right? And I just love the way we can race these cars. When we get into each other, it produces a really cool finish or a really cool battle with each other. And luckily, our cars are pretty forgiving, so it's pretty easy to get into each other and keep each other straight.
The series has had some great personalities come and go. And, how do you guys develop those relationships? Is it just more time hanging around each other in the pits? Is it a respect from the start? I think we were fortunate that with the crate sprints too, Adam. We had kind of like a family deal where everybody kind of took care of each other more than they were trying to crush each other every week. And it led to some great competition and some great camaraderie as we traveled around. Is that the deal, Carson?
Pretty similar, yeah. Like there's a few years where I didn't really talk to anybody. Like we all probably everybody hated each other at least once at some point before. But over time, it is what it is, and I'd rather race hard with someone and laugh about it, have a beer with them after the race, than be angry and have that grudge forever, right? And I feel like most of the guys in the series feel the same way.
What would you think about the series growing to more than 5 races? We had one fan just send me a message. Ask him what he would think about adding a race at full throttle.
That'd be wild. I'd love to have more races and different tracks that we haven't been to across Ontario. I think it'd be a pretty cool thing to try. Don't know, never know how it's going to work until you do it, right? So even at full throttle, it might be a really cool event with our race cars and probably be a really good show like we always have.
Carson, when does the 2025 season start for you and your team? Has it already begun? You already know what you're doing? Are you already building cars? Where do we stand for next year right now, and what can you tell us?
Yeah, right now we've just been getting the shop ready to tear everything apart. We really don't have any plan for next year right now. It's been a lot of fun in the super stocks, and more than likely I'll be doing it again full time, but we've been doing it for a lot of years and looking to try something different eventually down the road. But right now, just business as usual, getting the shop ready and going to start tearing them apart soon to rebuild them.
Carson, if you were going to try something different, what would be a next step for you?
Honestly, I don't even know. We've tried the prolate stuff. I think it'd go a little bit different now that I'm a little older, a little more experienced. Need a lot more partners to be able to commit to that and do it at the level we'd want to. But would love to get back in a prolate, try that again. And but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of opportunities come up throughout this off season and see what happens come spring.
Carson, when you look towards 2025, what goals could you possibly set other than being the champ again? How do you reach a bit higher than that? How do you keep your team motivated to keep pushing? Because they're definitely pushing behind you.
Yeah, same goal as we have the last couple years now. It's going to be pretty hard to beat the last 2 seasons we've had between Delaware and the Dayco series, unfortunately. But this year we only got one, so hopefully next year we can go back and do a double or be close. I'm just having a blast racing with these guys. It's without the success, it's the most fun I've had in a race car, and being able to race that aggressive and that hard with some of these guys, it's a lot of fun. I love it.
How much? Yeah, I guess there's not a lot you can take from a go-kart into the full-size car. How important was it that you started your career racing karts on a road course? Would you encourage other people that maybe have young kids that want them to get involved in racing to take the same route you did, Carson?
Absolutely. I was always the bigger kid in karts, so I always sucked in them. But as I slowly kind of changed things up, I tried micro sprints at Oswego and then worked my way up to a mini stock after that. Honestly, any kind of racing, whether it's go-karts at Flamborough or even just some arrive and drive stuff, it's all good input for the kid, right? Just to learn how to control a car or a moving vehicle. And go-karts, they're twitchy, they're up on the wheel. And then even the micro sprints at Oshweek, and it teaches you gotta be on your toes and nice and smooth in order to be fast. So yeah, there's a couple really cool directions you can go in Ontario right now, and it's looking good for the future of the sport, I think.
It's the one thing we got to do to help save the super stocks. Is it less tires on race day, bodies cheaper, cheaper motors? What do we got to do to fix it? Not to say it's broken, but we got to keep it healthy.
Yeah, of course. I don't know the answer to that. I love where we are right now in the super stock division. It's not quite the street stock that we used to be, considered a C show or a D show, but they're more of like a purpose-built race car almost. And I know some people aren't a fan of that for this type of division, but I think this type of car has produced much better racing. We're not out there killing each other, but we're able to bump and bang, and we're not tearing off steel panels to hammer it out. We just take a heat gun to it and pop it back out. And our tires right now, I'm able to get plenty of laps on them. I think we use 6 tires or 7 tires total this year for the Dayco races. Like they last a while. So I don't know. I know other people might not be happy with it right now, but I love where we're at.
Have you heard of anybody coming along to the super stocks, Carson, or is there anyone you'd like to see step up into the super stocks to be kind of the next contender?
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about guys coming back to the super stocks. I know Daryl Lake, he had some trouble this year. I know he'll be back in full force next year and he'll be tough to beat. It'd be cool to see someone like J.R. Fitzpatrick. Even I was bugging him, telling him to pick up my super stock to go up to colors there, but I yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully, after the races we put on the last few years, if you're interested, want to try it out.
Oh man, since we've got involved with the super stocks, it's been awesome to see some of the best young talent come up, some great personalities. Give us one shout out who you want to thank for your season before we send you back in here, Carson.
Yeah, I got to thank HummerViewParts.ca, Queenston Chev, the Fireplace and Patio Shop, everyone at McCall Racing. They've built an unreal race car, and since we've worked on it with them, we haven't had to change a whole lot, and it hasn't skipped a beat yet. So really thankful for them, thankful for everyone around me and my team, Nate, my brother and my dad. It's just us three in the shop most weeks and then some help at the track. And yeah, thank you for everyone going out to the racetrack and watching on Racing America. It means a lot to everybody in the series.
What needs to happen with your brother's program so we can see him up there battling with you for championships and maybe a fist fight on the front stretch?
I'm sure we can make that happen without him being on the racetrack, but yeah, we're not sure. We're stuck. We were thinking about having a really big fire next weekend and lighting it up, but we'll see. We got to do some more homework on that thing.
Right on. Thanks, Carson, for being with us. Congrats on your Dayco Superstock Championship again, and have a great offseason. We'll be in touch.
Yes, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Let's look at some of the highlights from the champ, Carson Nagy. Awesome, man. Good deal on Saturday. Great to see all the champions get honored. They put on a great party there. About 380 people, I think, was Saturday night's count at the 4 Point Sheraton in London. So congrats to everybody on the United Racing Series front and everything they do to keep those 4 series running good. And if you're not familiar with the APC late models, the Dayco Superstocks, along with the 2 Oscar divisions, the hot rods and the modifieds, and all champions were on it there. It was great. Had a glitch in. Go ahead, Adam.
Thanks for the kind words to Andrew. Just in case you're wondering, we see all the comments. We don't always refer to them. We don't always talk about them. There's some good questions that pop up, some good comments, but definitely do appreciate the kind words, especially from racers all over the province, all over the country. It's and I know I speak for both Clinton and myself. It blows our minds when we're somewhere like Edmonton or Nova Scotia and people are talking about watching our show on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. Whatever night they think it's on, it doesn't matter because it is on all the time. We're live right now on a Tuesday night, but it definitely makes it worthwhile.
For sure. One of the announcements I got to read at the banquet, we asked Alan Dietz from Racing America for some comments on the APC Late Model Series, and this is what he sent back. He said, Racing America has watched the APC Late Model Series grow over the years. We're extremely to have become the exclusive streaming home in 2024. The G-Force productions are some of the best in the country, and we hope Racing America has been able to grow and expand the audience to a new group of fans. So it's always nice to hear that from the States. And, I always think about, yeah, we didn't want to be behind a paywall, but we are. And the positives of that is the people we're in business with for this. And you just look up who Racing America is, who the Race Team Alliance is. Racing America is owned by all the NASCAR team owners. So I'm sure a darn good bunch of them have checked out what's going on up here up north on this APC Late Model Series. So whether that be our camera folks getting auditions, whether it's race teams getting auditions, whether it's crew guys on pit road, whether it's officials on the tour getting looked at, it's awesome that we're all getting that exposure down in the heart of, the Hollywood of racing, if you can call it that. I don't even know if that's probably an insult to where Hollywood's lately. The motherland of racing, if you can call it. So that's not even right. Hey, Robert Hill Jr., I just seen him come on, so we're going to talk about the Cornwall situation coming up soon. Robert is the one whose post actually drew our attention on Monday morning. But let us know when Jason White's here, Spencer. If I don't see it, just throw him up. So as soon as we get Jason here, Jason, turn your camera on if you're listening. Let's talk quickly. Eva Destruction, Saturday at Humberstone. Gates open at 8:30. They have over 120 participants, I think, already for the Enduro. It's going to start at 12:30, followed by a whole bunch of other crazy events. Mattress race where they're going to hold a mattress to the roof. If you lose your mattress, you're out. Of course, always crazy trailer race, a demo derby, flagpole race, figure eight race, Red Rover. It's going to be a full day of action. Come down and give Humberstone the proper kiss off it is, and I'll get Spencer the flyer here before we're done. It's going to be a great day Saturday for the final run here at Humberstone. Just before I bring Jason White on, there's been lots of rumors about Humberstone, but this is it. This is it. So if you're ever thinking about getting out there, go. Let's bring on Jason White. We better zoom in though, because he's kind of fading away on us here. All this, all this carnivore diet you're on, eating bears out in the woods and shit. But welcome to the show, Jason. How are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. How about you guys?
We're good.
Good, man.
Right on. Awesome.
Let's talk about your recent stuff going on, Jason. First off, how'd you get so slim?
Hard work and determination to get back in behind the steering wheel and get back in the seat. I spent a lot of time this summer paddling on the lake a lot on a stand-up paddleboard, and when I saw you down in Talladega, I was filling you in on the diet I've been on, and no alcohol in the system, and just trying to just be the best I can be.
Is it worth it? No alcohol in your system, Jason. Is that even allowed in your part of British Columbia?
Well, you know what? It was a lot of, like I said, a lot of hard work, a lot of determination this summer. But once I buckled into that Ford F-150 at Talladega and seeing how fast it was definitely all worth it for sure. For sure.
Jason, I got to spend a few minutes with you there. We were in the pits, so I texted you. You're at your hauler, which is great. We got to catch up. Man, the weather there was hot and steamy. Wow, can you believe how it was down there? Just gorgeous. So what a great weekend. But when I talked to you, you were kind of on a buzz. You were feeling good. You had the big teams looking at you now, and as you've gone through these years, as you try and build a bit of a career, sub-career, can we call it that, in the trucks? Not full time, dabbling, if you will, but you're getting the respect of them now at the super speedways, where they're calling you into these strategy meetings now to help the Ford teams try and win championships. Whereas before you were just, in most people's minds, nobody they needed to talk to at that point. How's that feel for you now that you're in this discussion? They're coming to you to saying, hey, we think you can help us in the big picture here.
Well, I think if you just, rewind back to when I first started getting involved with racing and my family got involved with racing years ago, it's all about opportunity. And, Adam and I have had this conversation before, being in 107 or whatever it is races in the NASCAR Canada Series and learning and seeing what it takes just to be in the NASCAR Canada Series, which again is a top level series in the world. I mean, we've had lots of high level NASCAR drivers come up and they don't dominate when they come up with us. We've got some great talent. So to be around all of that throughout, a good portion of 12 years full time, and be around all the drivers and the people and the racing scene, not just being behind, but strapped behind the wheel, strapped in the seat behind the wheel, but just being involved in racing, I think really teaches you how to be ready for the moment. And, lo and behold, I didn't have a great NASCAR Canada career, but it all comes down to team and money and all that sort of stuff. But we held in there and got some opportunities to go into the trucks and got my license to run at the super speedways. And lo and behold, I'm a little bit of a knack for the super speedway racing. So that's kind of cool. And it all just goes back to building yourself and putting yourself in the position to be there when it counts. And, a couple of years back, we were a few hundred meters away from winning the race at Daytona, and that was obviously the biggest disappointment of my career. But I also learned a lot from that. I learned a lot how to side draft in that race from a great cup spotter in TJ Bell. I learned how to really draft well from being behind somebody and in front of somebody, and what the difference is and when you want to do that and when you don't. So the things that I've learned from some great people, Randy Bradshaw's been a spotter of mine. I've even had Josh Williams as a spotter for a few races. So I've been very lucky and very blessed to have some people that have taught me how to super speedway race. And now, if you look at Rayon Brothers Racing, where we started 2018-19 when I first drove for them, they were the little engine that could. And now all of a sudden, it's funny because we went through a lot of animosity. Our shop burned down year and a half ago, and we didn't even know if we were going to make Daytona, and we pulled it together. And I actually helped Josh a lot, not just being a supporting cast for him, but I've been through a lot of this kind of stuff before in my business, and all of a sudden everything comes back around tenfold, and we got 26 trucks in the shop, and we got a brand new shop, and we got simulator rooms, and we've got our own wrap room for everything, and we got a board room, and we're a top level team with the 2 or 3 car truck team now in the Craftsman Truck Series. So we're really working hard, and as a group we've now signed with Ford Performance and Ford Motor Company, and I'm driving F-150s, and I feel really comfortable there, and now all of a sudden, like you said, at Talladega, we were in the strategy meeting with Ford, and I've definitely never been invited to that. So it was really important for some of the drivers for Ford that were, in the playoff hunt, and they wanted us to play the strategies and help those guys out. Obviously, let a couple laps to go. It's all hands on the table, or all cards on the table. But we were in those strategy meetings, so yeah, that feels really good to be part of that, and to feel like they have the trust in me to know, where I fit in there. And obviously in the meeting, I said, I'll be at the back, I'll push in the back, but having said that, I also knew that I was going to be half throttle as well. So I was going to be saving fuel as well. So that's pretty much exactly what happened in that race. And, we always say that you want to get to the first stage, and obviously keep the wheels and the doors on it, and then get to the second stage. And at Daytona and Talladega, it's 20 laps. So as long as you don't have a problem mechanically, and you can, lock up with another vehicle, another race car or race truck, and not go down a lap in those 20, it doesn't really benefit you to get up there in that mix and chance wrecking your truck, especially in a situation where I'm in, where that's the only truck I get to drive. And if I wreck it, I either got to fix it or we're done. So, you got to get to stage 2. We got to stage 2. We went out, we had a strategy to pit for fuel early, which we came in instead of the choose. We came in and took a tail end of the longest line penalty along with another couple trucks, 3 or 4 trucks. And we went back out there, and sure enough, the cautions happened right away, and in about 5 or 6 laps. So we did get to lead some of those. I think we led 6 laps under green and then 3 under caution. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, just being there, putting ourselves in a position to have a great day. My spotter said to me, Randy Bradshaw said, "Hey man, you're leading the race." I said, "Now I don't care about leading the race. Now I know I can win the race. If you can lead it, you can win it." So now it's like a wolf with blood on your lips. Now you're digging. Now you really want to get the energy going. So yeah, I mean, 20th was a disappointment for sure. We knew we were a better truck than that. And of course, just Murphy's Law, literally 90% of the time there's a wreck on the last 3 laps, and there wasn't on this one. So it would have made a big difference. But at least now we know what we got. We got into that race on speed, which is big for us because we've always had to buy points and we've had to get in on points and provisionals and all this. And we got in on speed, and I actually stepped on, when I got off the line on my qualifying lap, I actually stalled the truck coming off the line. And I thought that was it. I thought all the work I've done all summer for my, getting in shape and stuff, I thought that was it. You idiot. You came down here and you just looked like a fool and you just ruined it. And then I parked the truck and I said, "Josh, I'm really sorry, man." He said, "What are you sorry about? You just qualified 25th on speed." So we know we got a good truck. And if I can just get off the line at Daytona, we're going to be even better. So that's a really good position to be in for us.
Jason, what's your role moving forward? I mean, you've done this a long time. You said more than 100 races in NASCAR Canada. You found your niche with what you like to do. So what's the life of Jason White as a race car driver for the next 5 years?
I mean, as long as you stay focused, I don't have the ability to, be in the gym every day, and I don't have the ability to have trainers like a lot of these drivers that I race against do. But the super speedway races are more like a chess match anyways. And yeah, sure, you got to be in a certain physical shape, and the demand on your brain is more than anything. So when you're in a better physical shape, your brain doesn't get tired. Your brain gets tired, your body gets tired, you make stupid decisions. So I just have to stay in that mental state and keep healthy. And I'll continue doing super speedway racing. It looks like we're going to possibly add Atlanta this year, and possibly a couple of road course races. So Watkins Glen and maybe Sonoma in an ARCA car, but it's not going to be a lot. My son's really busy with his freestyle skiing. He's on the Canada Cup circuit, so that takes up a lot of our time, and I really don't want to miss any of that. But it works out really well, especially for Daytona and Talladega, for family and for my work life, that it's at the beginning of the season before everything starts at Daytona, and then it's kind of at the end of the season at Talladega, and I just kind of build up for those. And I spent a lot of time on the simulator, which was really frustrating because I never stalled once on a qualifying lap on my simulator, probably 1,000 times, and then I did it at Talladega. But yeah, just keep sharp on the sim. And just be ready. And it's funny because there was a few people, young guys that are just trying to get into the sport that were in not so great equipment, and they were asking me questions. And it was what happened there?
We still got it.
You're still there.
Yeah. So there's some young guys just asking me questions about what to do, and Mason Maggio was on my bumper the whole time, and he told me before the race, he said, if you go somewhere, I'm going with you, and then I'm not going to waver away from that. And he did, and that's exactly, and he ended up beating me to the line, actually, so he did good. But there is some younger guys now that are actually coming to me for a little bit of advice, because you can't go to the big teams. They're not going to give you any advice unless you're in the Toyota camp or in the Ford camp or in the Chevy camp. You're not getting any advice if you're just a smaller team. So just a few things like that are kind of cool, but like I said, you get a taste of that, and now it's just a matter of timing. The green flag drops at Daytona, and any one of the 36 trucks can win that race. There's just you just got to put yourself there and be ready and hope the cards fall on the table in your favor.
Jason, our next guest is here. We appreciate your time. I have one last question for you, though. You now put it out today. Frankie Muniz joining the team full-time. Quickly, in under a minute, let us know what that means for you, the team, and why that's an important decision to be made right now.
Yeah, it's really cool. Frankie's a great guy. I've raced with him a lot in the ARCA series, drafted with him a lot. Very smart racer. Just needed an opportunity. He's Ford factory backed, and that comes, helps our Ford performance group, and sim time and all that sort of stuff with the Ford camp. But it really just makes it so we solidified a full-time driver. The team is going to be strong, knowing that we've solidified that full-time driver. we're trying to solidify one more full-time driver, and then there'll be a third truck, which is my truck number. And, I'll be in the super speedways, and then we're going to try and get some young blood or maybe another fairly famous Canadian guy might be coming to join the soiree for a bit we're working on. So, for having Frankie there is just a whole new level, and he's real fun. He comes obviously with a big following, and we're going to ride that wave, and he's going to ride our wave. He's a smart guy. He learns every time he's out there, and he's just an all-around good guy. He's a family man, and we've spent some time together, and I really enjoy it, and I really look forward to getting to Daytona and the Rain Brothers trucks and the other Fords getting together and drafting and getting to the front.
Right on.
Jason, so good to talk to you, man. Thanks for stopping by. You look great.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, it was good to see Adam, and it was really good to see you down there, Clinton, down in Talladega, and spending some time. And we'll see you guys soon, and we'll keep you posted on what we're doing.
Thanks, Jason, for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
You,
All the way from the
bet.
West Coast here in Canada, Jason White, joining us here today to talk about it. Always good to have him. Famous Canadian in the third truck. Could it be Kyle Steckly, who we just had? Or maybe Jared Fitzpatrick? Digging a bit deeper, who could it be, Adam?
Trayton Lapsevich, Pinsino.
Yep. All good candidates. Fresh off the tongue. All right. Good to see him. Yes, Rockville had their fall nationals, wrapped up the dirt deal here in Canada. Someone did mention the Draper boys, Kalen and Tristan Draper, both winning the 358 race at Rockville. How cool is that? That makes mom and dad proud. All the work goes into it. Let's bring together one of the other promoters from that neck of the woods. Raymond Laverne is going to join us now. His first time here on the show. Raymond is a promoter at Cornwall Speedway. Raymond, welcome to the program, sir. Raymond is the one guy, Adam, who pushes me lots to bring in big shows. Said, how are we getting high limit? How are we getting all these big deals in here? Raymond is on me, pushing me. Call Brad Sweet. We'll pay. So he's like Glenn. He's ready to invest in good shows. Cornwall is renowned. But, Raymond, you face a big problem now. Came out this week that they're trying to change the bylaws in town. And I'll give the quick version. You let me know if I'm off base. They want you to be shut down by 9 o'clock on Sundays now is something you're going to be voting for in about a month's time. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Guy. I mean, there's an open house, open night on the 14th of November. Everybody is welcome to go to attend with the municipality. If you got any question, they'll make a small presentation regarding that. And after that, the council will have to vote a couple of weeks after that. And now they're doing studies and stuff like that. I know they did a survey in late August, and the survey around the Speedway, and their survey came back at 72% to stay what we are at 11 o'clock. So hopefully they're not going to change it, but I don't know yet. We're not the only one, by the way. I mean, there's the gun club. They want to stop the four-wheeler and Ski-Doo to go in the municipality past 9 o'clock. And there's it's a major thing right now in the municipality of South Thurmont.
Raymond, is there anything in your municipality that brings in the kind of tourism dollars that your Speedway does?
Not even close. I can tell you, and they told me I'm the biggest attraction in North or South Thurmont. They told me that last week. We will have a meeting with them, hopefully before the 14th, with the municipality, and we'll see. We need explanation, really. And me, I want to work with them, and hopefully they want to work with me. I think they want to work with me, but I'll see how it's going to do. I mean, we don't know much yet.
Raymond, is this Nick? We dealt with Ron Moran back in the day a bit. Adam and I both are friends with Ron before you took over. Is this the first time you have faced this, or the track has faced this? What do you know about the history? Because this is always the the one asshole who moves in beside the airport and bitches about the planes. Like, is that what we're talking about? Is this a new neighbor coming into town who's crying that they didn't know what they were buying, or is this a pressure you have faced, every few years, and the pressure keeps going on? Because I know at Merrittville they had that. They had a new guy moved in, lawyer, just tried to run everything through the courts, and finally he went away. But what's the history of this problem?
Well, they've been talking to not to put a curfew at 11 o'clock since 2 years. So we did the schedule and thinking that way, and this year we did pass the 11 o'clock twice all year. So I don't think it's too bad. One was 11:20, so 20 minutes. The other one was midnight. It was the first night of the year, the long weekend of May. But I'm always thinking it's the long weekend of May. I mean, the place was packed. The pit was packed. I don't want to return in the car not racing. I'm a guy like that, but I don't know what to say, honestly. I mean, we'll hire a lawyer and all that stuff, and we'll see. It's not over.
No, of course, and that's why we wanted to have you on and talk about it, bring attention to it. So if anyone's in the area and you want to talk to a local politician or a city councilor, you know what's going on. So make sure your voice is heard and you speak loudly of how important the Speedway is to the community, not just to Raymond, but to all the people that enjoy it on a Sunday night. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, you've been involved in racing all your life. I mean, when something happened like that, usually the racing family all get together, and I think we'll have a tremendous support over that the night of the 14th. But we want to go on the 14th, and we don't want to be asshole or stuff like that. I did call a meeting at 5 o'clock in the pit at the track before to make sure that everybody understand what we're going there for and the reason we're going there for. And so hopefully everybody will act like a gentleman. We're acting like stupid. We're not going to gain nothing.
I think the racing family's going to come out in full force for you here, Raymond. Even the guys from the surrounding tracks, nobody wants to see this come in their deal. You guys have had such a good thing, but Raymond, I got a question to the community. As an outsider, what other activity is bringing the two English and French communities together like the racing is in that community too? You're very bilingual in Cornwall. This is a place where French and English come to play equally, and they have great support on either side. I'd hazard to guess any other sports, crossing those cultural lines in town either.
No, I agree with you, Clinton, and you could add you got to mix the native too with the French and English.
Very
I mean,
true.
We got a lot of native racing in Cornwall now. It seems to be picking up lately in the last couple of years. So, and we're like I said, we're all a small family and we're all working together. So, I'm the only place it's not even close. I did my math, my homework, and we're the biggest attraction. So, hey, hopefully they're going to take that in consideration before they're going to take the vote. And, yeah, cannot say much right now because I don't know much.
Well, we wish you the very best of luck. What's the date of the meeting at your place at 5 o'clock, and then you'll head down?
14th of November. The meeting will be at the track at 5 o'clock, and the meeting at the municipality is at 6 o'clock. I mean, I'm only 5-7 minutes away from the hall, so we'll go right after.
Very good. Well, we wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much, guys. Keep your good work.
Raymond, we'll be in touch. We're going to follow the story right up to it. We'll be out there to remind everybody to get out there. Thanks, man, for coming on. All the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Raymond's one of these new guys adding to the deal, but he's worked really hard. I got to tell you, he pushes a lot of us to be good. He supported everything that's come along, created the Canadian Super Dirt Week when a lot of guys couldn't get across the board. I mean, this guy's trying. He's one of the good guys out here. I hate to see them, get pushed around because they are trying to be good neighbors. And even like you said, the native, the French, the English, what a great melting pot they've got there. Over 50 years of history at Cornwall Speedway. And if I don't want to cause Raymond no problems, but how the hell is there not going to be a massive parade of race cars from the Speedway to that town hall meeting from 5 o'clock that night on? It's going to be awesome.
No,
so make sure you get out and show it.
He's absolutely right, though. Show up as gentlemen and gentlewomen and present your case calmly, politely. If it comes down to it, then have a parade of race cars. But initially, show up responsibly, have that conversation, and give the business case, because there is an obvious business case.
Yeah, obviously not trying to cause problems. I just mean the parade of people are going to pour out of that speedway and head on down to the community center or the community hall is going to be pretty wild. Hopefully it works out. We had talked about, you just can't. Being done by 9 is a tough deal, man. The track just aren't going to hold up the way it needs to, and they've really worked into doing it the right way. Like, Cornwall's been great lately. Where are we going to go from here? Burger Barn this week. Okay, Schweeken's got one more week of races going on this weekend. This week we're up against racing again Thursday, Friday. Make sure you check that out on TSN. Oh, Spencer's on it. Thursday, it is the Sit and Bull
He's as
Tire
fast
Show.
as a jackrabbit.
This is crate sprints Thursday, the final race. So this is new stuff. This is fresh programming. This will be the Saturday crate race from Nationals weekend, and it'll air Thursday and Friday on TSN, 3, 2, and 1 this week. So make sure you check that out. Thanks, Spencer. Hummerstone's Eve of Destruction this Saturday. Let me send that picture over to Spencer, and we can talk about that quickly too, if I can find it here, which I can. How about showing Jack? Look, so my face got messed up at Brighton. Right? Then they wanted me to wait 2 weeks for surgery. Then Talladega got infected. Then I needed surgery. Then I had recovery. And then I got the flu on Thursday. Toughed it out, went to the APC banquet. Are we going to talk what happened to me Saturday at APC, or we just let that go?
Well, you keep giggling. When we bring up the banquet.
So I got sick. Really sick. Like, Jamie's getting to the end of the draws. We're on stage doing the awards, and I went running for the bathroom and didn't quite make it, and I puked everywhere. So as I'm sitting in the stall trying to clean myself up, you hear every other guy, "Oh, rookie, try drinking for the first time." I was making jokes, and I'm thinking, man, I had nothing to do with that. I was just super sick, so I apologize to everybody at the APC. But yeah, I left right after. Just had to get in the truck and drive home. It was a barfy day. Let's just put it that way. That was terrible. And then. But look at the positive though, Adam. We worked so hard all summer. My body just knew, like, if you just hold on to the end of Brighton weekend, just like my suit, right? I got to the last race of the dirt season. I bent over in the ass, ripped right out of my suit. I'm like, well, made it just enough time. Show Jack. Jack has broken a paw in gym class. So Jack, that was his hand the other day. Now he's got his new cast, and he'll be in a cast for 6 weeks. So thankfully that didn't happen during racing season.
Wow, look at that. Look at that sour face.
The stash, the hair.
Is that miserable look because the middle of his mustache won't grow in, or because of the broken thumb?
I think it's because it's the end of his football career. He won't be back for his senior year now, so he's out of that. But
he can play with his cast on, can he?
No. Doctor said no. So.
Oh, that's crap.
They're trying to figure out if he's going to need surgery, but I think he'll be okay. Streaming, good or bad, we know where that is. Let's hold that argument for another night. Let's have some fun. Burger Barn videos of the week. Let's see what we got out there. Okay, so this is downhill skateboarding. But look at the crowd. Like, I don't know why. I looked at one skateboard, and now they're all over the place. That one guy being chased down the road just gets me every time. All right, what else
Nobody wearing a helmet. Forget
but look
safety.
at man, these guys wipe out, man. That's gonna take your shins right out. What a pass on the outside, though.
Right? He was willing to send it in there.
Yep, love it. What else we got?
You better watch out.
Okay,
You better not
listen.
die. You better not crash. I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you're at work.
Let's break down a few things of this video. Okay, first off, the song. He skipped work. Better not die because you told your wife you're at work. I thought that was cute. But just look at just. I rode bikes a lot as a kid. Man, I lived on my BMX, but look at what these guys are doing at him. One small and you're dead.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Give it to us one more time with the audio, and then we'll let it go.
You better watch out. You better not die. You better not crash. I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you're at work.
There might be more of that stuff. Like, like one little twist of the bars and shit mix to the bottom. Okay, what else we got?
Is he wearing a parachute? There's got to be a catch.
There's no catch. What else?
I want to see that again. Show it one more time.
What's gonna catch him?
Better watch out.
There's no zip line over top holding him up.
Better not crash. I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you're at work.
There's
no way that's real. It's not real.
Challenge for next week. I'll find a bunch more. What else is up, Spencer? Okay, another skateboard dude. Look at this one. Okay, remember last week we saw the biker who headbutted the seagull as it was coming by in the race? This guy picks up a chicken on the road. Tries to kill him. Whoa! I got you. Let's go for a ride, bro. Too many jokes. I'll just have to say it to you. Keeps me sad. You know you got a cock on your back. Okay. Go for it, Spencer. If you made it this long, I can start. Dad just laughing. Made no attempt to save these kids. Just like, well, I told you, little bastards. Quit playing with it on the hill. Show it again, Spencer. Listen to Dad laugh at the end. I love
It's because it wasn't his kids.
Still, if it was, that was a good one. What else we got?
Rider number 2, Brandon.
Okay, another one like this. There you go. No zip lines.
Beautiful truck driver. Couldn't have landed any better. And he's in. Coming up to this step down, a technical flip pull.
So look at one.
Gets the combo again. Brandon looks so on. Let's see what he does here.
See, this makes sense to me, though, a little bit.
I'll give it to you. But still, one wrong move and you're just as in trouble. You fall down that valley, you're not stopping.
That's true.
Like that. He almost skidded right off the side.
He's looking confident. Coming up over this unique bridge jump where he indied last run. Another beautiful Indian air. And I think this is the gnarliest part of the run, isn't it, Cam?
100% into the lily pad. Is he going to go for the opposite?
Oh, this is the gnarly part.
Yeah. Whoa!
Gets it even better than the first run. Perfect. Okay, this is where the run went wrong. The flip whip.
Here we go. Goes for it again.
Whoa! Okay, he got a little rowdy on the flip whip, but he stops it. Stylish opposite spin, and Brandon has done it top to bottom after waiting in the gate for ages.
Big slopestyle moves.
Yeah, like, and they create a sport out of that. Like, whew. First off, who's going to climb to the top and even with your bike to even see you can even ride down that thing? It's nuts. We got anything else, Spencer? I'm not sure what else is in the queue. Couple more. All right, like it.
This is an insane mass bike event called Max Enduro in Courchevel, France. Hundreds of people show up for this crazy race. You start by running to grab your bike at the top of a 3-kilometer mountain, then you hop on and just go as fast as possible, because that is the only rule. The route to the finish line in La Perriere takes about 34 minutes, and even when you get there, you're still 770 meters above sea level. You can overtake riders anywhere, and there are even shortcuts if you're brave enough to take them. As you race down, the terrain gets wild, sharp turns, steep drops, and trees at the end. You've got to keep your balance while trying to outmaneuver the other riders. Every second counts, and with everyone pushing to be the fastest, it's a total adrenaline rush. Could you handle this kind of chaos on a bike?
I don't know. You watch one bike thing, you get them all. You got anything other than bikes? Oh, yeah, down to the old. Some good wipeouts. What would ours be, Adam? A big banana? Oh! I love when the wheels just fold up. Like, what are you thinking?
To navigate now. To that steering wheel says, here's the wheel. Oh, he's bouncing. Oh, he's got, look at the wheels. Very interesting. They're nice and smooth through there. Didn't lose in the trick. Oh, a bit bouncy, the wheel's gone. There's the whale tail, a little bit bouncy on the wheel's gone. Front left. Still looks a little bit unbalanced. Oh, we go. Here's the moment of truth. The whale tail bouncing here, bouncing there. That's the brake he's pumping in there. Here's the whale tail.
I'm telling you, I want that. I want the Red Bull Soapbox Derby here. One more. Okay, couple things on this. One, awesome skills on the bike. Two, how many rockets are in that launcher? Okay, start it again, Spencer. How many rockets can you possibly have strapped to your bike? Watch, starts now. And it's just pumping out 10 every couple seconds. This thing shoots rockets for 30 seconds.
It's a good thing he's doing a wheelie, because if he went down, he'd be shooting the cars in front of him.
It's still going. Like, what kind of Roman candle is that? I could ask Jonathan from Lone Wolf Fireworks. Like, was that a 200 shot? Like, that's crazy. Anyways. Whew. That was a good show. 4 great guests. Good topic there with Raymond. Got to help get that done. Good Burger Bar videos of the week. Good fans here tonight. Good viewers. Appreciate everybody for what you do. Spencer, we talked what happened to Humberstone last night. Humberstone had an audio glitch, and it's been re-uploaded correctly, is it? It's being re-uploaded right now. So we do know there's some audio trouble. We'll notify you when it's all clean and ready to go. But it is there. We had some editing go wrong, but we'll fix that up. Other than that, man, Spencer, thanks for everything you do. Getting ready to roll in. Anything else you want to end up with, Adam?
No, good show. Great week. We'll see you again next time around.
Yeah, good energy. Good energy this week. I appreciate it. All right, everybody.
Decker liked the bike videos.
Yeah, if you got any videos you want, feel free to send them in to us. We'd love to see what you guys want to see on the show. We appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to all our viewers far and wide, all our guests that come in from far and wide. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.